Cut this up. Put it on repeat. We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us.
What's going on, folks? Welcome to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports. I'm KSpadeTheProspect.
I'm your boy LaParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. We got a great show for you guys. We're going to jump right into it. A lot of things happened this week, so sit back, relax. Y'all already know. Spade, can I kick it off?
Let's do it, bro. Go ahead.
I'm going to kick it off. I want to talk about the Allstar reserves. They were announced this past week on Thursday, and I'm going to just run through them real quick. Let's start with the Western Conference. The Western Conference reserves are LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant, Tim Duncan, Klay Thompson, James Harden, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook. Let's move on to the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference reserves are Paul Millsap, Al Horford, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade, and Jeff Teague. How you feeling about the reserves, babe?
Wow, man. Who would have ever thought it would be so many Hawks in the All-Star game?
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, man,
Right.
For the most part, I'm okay with the list. I feel like it was some obvious snubs, especially on the West.
Okay.
I know they eventually gave Boogie Cousins Kobe's spot because Kobe is injured. And that was the right thing to do, but I honestly don't think Kobe should have been picked in the first place. His guards having better seasons than him, a better season than him. Let me make sure I get that right.
Yeah, get that right,
Tim
please.
Duncan, why is Tim Duncan in this All-Star game? And don't get me wrong, people. I like Tim Duncan. I love Tim Duncan. But this is not I like this person. You know what I'm saying? This is not how these people are selected. Shouldn't be. Now, I know that's the way the fans are selected. The fans select the starters by who they like. I wish they didn't. But the reserves, why is Tim Duncan here over, I would have given Boogie Cousins Tim Duncan's spot.
Okay.
I would have given, and I would have given Lillard Kobe's spot. Easy.
Okay.
I mean, is it an obvious snub out there for you on the West?
Well, me personally, I kind of got a problem with KD and Duncan being there. To me, KD hasn't played enough games.
That's true.
Tim Duncan, I'm kind of agreeing with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley said this isn't a Lifetime Achievement Award. Tim Duncan, we already, don't get me wrong, I love Tim Duncan and KD as players. They're phenomenal players. But to me, I don't think they should have been All-Stars this year. My snub would have been Monte Ellis. I would have took either KD out or Tim Duncan out, and I would have put Monte Ellis in there because to me, Monte Ellis is the reason the Mavs are playing well this season. I know it's probably still dirt team. I'm doing the quote fingers here. It's probably dirt team, but to me, it's Monte's team. Monte has pretty much put the Mavericks on his back, and I would have gave him one of them spots. Whoever y'all want to put in and take out, I'm good with that. But Monte, to me, should be an all-star. He's averaging about 20, 21 points a game. He's been beasting. And to me, he deserved one of those guys' spots. Maybe Kevin Durant's spot, because you probably want to keep the big man, Tim Duncan, in there. So I probably would give him Kevin Durant's spot because he's played more, and he was a more important piece for his team this year, even though KD has been out. So I would definitely make Monte Ellis an all-star this year.
Yeah, I agree. You know something? I didn't think about it until you said it, but Monte has been snubbed since he's been in the league.
Yeah, never made an all-star game.
Like every year he gets snubbed. And here's my problem with the all-star game. And I like the all-star game. But what happens is we start to, and I didn't hear Charles say that about the Lifetime Achievement Award, but that's a good way of putting it. It turns to something where we're honoring like greats over time, but that has nothing to do with this year's All-Star game.
Yeah,
I don't care how great Tim Duncan has been over his career. He hasn't been better this year than DeMarcus Cousins. Why the hell is he there? And, Monte, what happens is a lot of the younger players that's up and coming, they just get snubbed. Yeah. So, with that being said, I guess we should talk about the fact that Damian Lillard feels disrespected by the snub. He even took it to social media. He put a post on his Instagram, and he was just like, I want to thank everybody for underestimating me, and that's going to give me all this fuel, and I'm going to try so hard. But I got some numbers here. You know how I am about numbers. I got some numbers
here. I want to
here.
hear these numbers.
Okay, so this is Damian Lillard in his last 3 games. 21% from the field for 14 points. 30% from the field for 13 points. And 32% from the field for 19 points. And just to throw something extra on there, here's his numbers in those 3 games from beyond the arc.
Okay.
3 for 10.
30.
1 for 9. And then 1 for 10. So,
man,
Damian, maybe don't go to Instagram and say that you about to turn up. Maybe just even if it burns you inside, just say, I felt like I deserved to be there, and then just and say, but congratulations to the guys who went, and then just go play. Because then if you have these bad games right here, nobody really knows. But after you just came out and said, I'm gonna make everybody pay because I should be there, and you go out there and you build a house for the third little pig that the big bad wolf can't huff and puff and blow down, now we looking like, now it's really some people saying, you know what, that's why Lillard's not there. And I don't think it's fair. I think Lillard should be there. But after making that statement, you can't come out and have these performances. So Lillard, stay off of social media, man. Put your phone down. Trust me, I get mad. I go to Twitter and I rant too, but you can't do it.
I got you, Lillard. I got you, Lillard. Lillard was so disappointed that he got snubbed that he went out there. He couldn't focus. He couldn't get right. He was disappointed. His heart was hurt. Man. Give him a break. Lillard still, in my opinion, he deserved to be there. I agree with you, but
I agree. But you got to understand, people are not looking at it the same way you and I are. I mean. The All-Star game isn't based on his last 3 games, But after making that statement, the world is looking. We're all looking to see, was he snubbed?
Yeah,
and we don't like what we see. And it stinks a little bit, too. Unless you the third pig and you want a brick house to live in.
I agree, man. I agree. But what about in the East?
I'm just so shocked that he and the Hawks represented. People were kind of hard on me and Q for saying that we would put Bosh and Wade in, but let's face it, man. When you break down the stats for the Eastern Conference, when you look at scoring for the East, Chris Bosh and D Wade are in the top 5 scorers in the East. Yeah. Now, granted, they both have been banged up. They both have had some injury issues, but it's just flat out not a lot of choices over here in the East. I will say this, though. And I told somebody in the comment section if I could do my list over for starters, I would replace Bosh with Drummond. Okay. Good thing I didn't say that on the air because I wouldn't do that. The person is getting snubbed. I mean, as a forward/big center, whatever you want to call him in the East. That's Greg Monroe. Greg Monroe is having a great season. And, of course, Big Al Jefferson is as well. So I would like to see one of those guys in there. Al Jefferson, his game isn't real sexy. He ain't dunking on people. He ain't. Yeah. But that dude is pretty consistent. He goes out there and he gets buckets on a consistent basis. And
he do.
He's kind of getting snubbed, in my opinion.
He do. In my opinion, I would probably take Wade out. And I kind of want to go. Yeah, bro. I got to take Wade out, man. And I don't know. I know Wade is injured right now. I don't know if he's going to be back. They're saying he's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know if that's enough time for him to get back before the All-Star game. But I would take Wade out, and I probably would put in either my snubs, either Brandon Knight or either Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver is about to do something special, maybe, not knock on wood. Kyle Korver is about to shoot 50% from the field, 50% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. It's never been done before. It ain't like, I know some of y'all are probably going to be like, well, Kyle Korver's a role player. But Kyle Korver jacks like he's the man. Like, they got Kyle Korver out there. Wait. What?
Kyle Korver scoring like 13 a game, bro. You would put him in there?
I mean, that's because that's the system he play in. Yeah, either Brandon Knight or Kyle Korver, bro. One or the other. Brandon Knight is having a pretty good year.
You wouldn't put your boy D Rose in?
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with Rose in, but to me, I'm giving it to guys that's been there. Rose has been a little injured on and off. You know what I mean? Brandon Knight played pretty much his whole season so far, and so has Kyle Korver. I think the only game Kyle Korver missed was the game the coach sat him out, trying to be like the Spurs. So to me, I wouldn't have a problem with Rose being in there, but Rose has been out and in and out and in and out some more. So I would put one of those guys in because they have been consistently in their lineup and they're a big factor for their teams, man.
Well, I don't agree, but I'm going to give you that. But before we move forward, one other name I want to toss in the hat that got snubbed in the East, this Vucevic guy from Orlando. That guy's playing. The big man. He's having a hell of a season out there as well. So the bigs, man, my apologies to the bigs in the East. You guys are being disrespected right now, but don't go to Instagram and talk about it because apparently it'll make you build brick houses. And but I'm ready to move forward if you're ready, man.
Hold up. I got one more point about the NBA. NBA, don't get rid of a main position. A center is a position in the NBA. It should be a position in the All-Star game. There should not be 3 forwards and 2 guards. The centers are getting disrespected. That's why guys like Vucevic and Big Al Jefferson and those guys are not there because there's no center position. Get the center position back in there. It's a real position. Or isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. But I mean, I don't think, are they saying that it has? Well, clearly it doesn't have to be forwards because they put Dwight in. Dwight a 5.
Man, they consider Dwight a 4. Dwight a hoe. I don't like Dwight. don't talk about Dwight. I don't like Dwight. But I mean, they put Big Mark Gasol in there, man, too, but they got voted in as forwards. They just put the centers in the forward position.
Right. So you put Vucevic as a forward and you put Greg Monroe as a forward. So I'm not gonna let them use that as an excuse for not picking these guys that deserve to be.
It is an excuse, Spade, because when you going forwards, it waters it down more. They're not getting votes when you watering it down with all these forwards. That's small forward and power forward.
Is Dwight a forward?
I mean, but they like Dwight. They don't like Vucevic.
Well, they better like Vucevic and Greg Monroe.
They don't know Vucevic like that. He play in Orlando. They don't know him, man. If it was a center position and it was Noah, Vucevic, Al Jefferson, then you would have to vote for one of them guys. You see what I'm saying? If it was a center position, you would have to vote for those guys.
I disagree with you because it's some good forwards in the West. And they still pick the center.
Yeah, but it's
and
watered down.
And a center is not even that nice if I don't say so myself.
Who? He don't even deserve to be the guy. They snub Boogie Cousins because there's no center position. That's why they snubbed him.
No. They put a center there. They put Dwight in.
It's only one center and the rest forwards.
So what? We saying the same thing. I don't see how you don't. We agreeing. Just tell me I'm right, like usual.
Nah, bro. If it was a center position, they would have to vote for a center. For centers, they're gonna vote for Dwight because they like Dwight.
Why?
That's why they vote for Dwight. Because I don't know why they like Dwight. I don't like him. The fans like Dwight.
Nobody likes Dwight.
Bro, the fans, apparently they do. They voted for him. Right?
Dwight's 7 baby mamas don't even like Dwight.
Well, that's another story for another day. But we can move on. I'm very interested to know what the fans think. Should it be a center position? Should the center position be back? Should you be forced to vote for a center? I know a lot of people probably going to disagree because they just love all these forwards. They love these forwards, man. Nobody don't want centers, man. I want the center position back. But I'm ready to move on.
Let's do it.
Are you good?
I'm good.
All right, let's talk about my man, Demarco Murray. So, Jerry Jones came out and said that there's probably a slim chance to none that he would be able to keep Demarco Murray and Dez Bryant. Now, my question to you is, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of little voices turning, in the media saying that the Dallas Cowboys are interested in Adrian Petersen from the Vikings because they can get him cheap. So my question to you is, Murray or Adrian Petersen? If you was the Cowboys GM, who would you rather have? Let's get the debate going here now.
Well, I mean, if I'm the GM, my job is to think dollars.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you think in dollars, then this is it's not even a decision. I mean, Adrian Petersen is probably the best back in pro football. And then if you can get him cheaper than DeMarco, I mean, it's a no-brainer. The only wrench you can throw in this whole thing is who said Minnesota's not keeping AP? Has that been said?
No, it ain't been said, but it ain't been said that they keeping them either, that they not keeping them or they keep them.
Yeah, so we kind of, we counting chickens right now. Some of these eggs ain't going to be good. I don't think AP's out of Minnesota, but if I'm a GM, if I can get AP for cheaper than DeMarco, that's a no-brainer. If I can get steak cheaper than a hot dog, I'm eating a steak every day of the week. I'm sorry, Demarco. I'm not saying you're a hot dog. You like a hamburger. You're a steak burger.
Yeah,
but if I can get a
Angus.
T-bone.
He's Angus, though. He's Angus. Let me ask you another question.
If I can get a T-bone, though, I'm on the T-bone.
Let me ask you another question. What if Minnesota said, you know what? Adrian Petersen had these off-the-field issues last year, and we want to trade you Adrian Petersen for Demarco Murray. Do you do it?
If I'm who?
Both teams.
If I'm Dallas, of course.
But what if you Minnesota?
I don't know. Because DeMarco's a good back, but DeMarco is running behind a hell of an offensive line.
That's true.
Does Minnesota have a hell of an offensive line?
That's a good point.
Here's the thing. What you say?
I said that's a good point. That's a hell of a point.
Here's the thing, right? This is some old folk stuff right here from the South. Somebody put this in my head. I don't know. Might be my grandma, but I was always told that the devil you know is easier to deal with than the devil you don't know.
That's true.
The Vikings know what they get with AP. They have no idea how DeMarco is going to look in their system running behind their offensive line.
That is you are speaking some truth.
I wouldn't do it. I'm
gonna tell you what. I might be the odd man here because I'm a Cowboy fan, and I just feel like you reward DeMarco Murray for the season he had, and I would like to see DeMarco Murray, before I even go on, DeMarco Murray came out and said he want to play with number 88, which is Dez Bryant. So he want to keep that nucleus together, and I'm kind of in that same boat. I want to keep that nucleus together and let him build. Romo, I don't know how many years Romo have left. I know they signed him to 2030 for whatever reason. They signed him forever. Romo is forever a Cowboy. But I would like to keep that nucleus together because I just think we building something over there with Murray and Dez and Romo. I mean, Witten is another guy that's on a older side, but I like what I've seen this year from them guys, and if we could stick to that formula, I think the Cowboys will be in good shape. Now, I ain't saying Adrian Petersen ain't the man. I would like to keep DeMarco Murray because he's a couple of years younger than AP. That's another reason. He's younger. So, a little bit more tread on the tires. AP done been around the block a few times, ran for 2,000, battered and, been battered and bruised in the NFL for some years. So I want to keep the younger back. I want to keep the younger back, in my opinion. Definitely want to know what the subscribers think. If you guys had the choice to pick Murray or Adrian Petersen, who would you pick and why? Don't just say in the comment, because y'all like to say Murray and then leave, or Petersen and then leave. Let me know in the comment section why. Let me know. Spade said here go AP. He wants steak. He wants filet mignon. I want to go with the young buck, and I'm gonna go with Murray. So I mean, it's good. It's good for discussion, Spade. It's good for discussion.
Indeed. Speaking of good for discussion, man, the next topic I'm bringing to you guys. Tom Brady, leading up to the Super Bowl, these guys cannot keep reporters out of their face, members of the media out of their face, and they're asked thousands of questions, mostly about the opposition, some about what they got going on. But in an interview, Tom Brady said that Earl Thomas, safety for the Seattle Seahawks, if you guys don't know it, is one of the great safeties in NFL history. One of the best safeties he's played against, and went as far as to compare him to my favorite safety, Ed Reed, and Troy Polamalu. Whoa. Hearing this to me, I was like, whoa. So I got to ask you, do you think Tom Brady really believes this, or is he just trying to fatten up the pig before the slaughter? I mean, what's going on here?
In typical Tom Brady fashion, that's what he's doing. Tom Brady said it's hunting season. And we gotta go look for dinner. So that's what Tom Brady doing. He's trying to make Earl Thomas get over there and feel himself, and then he's probably going to target Earl Thomas all game. I remember Tom Brady did that to one of the safeties over there for Pittsburgh. I think his name was Antonio Smith or something. Was talking smack to Tom Brady, and Tom Brady ain't say nothing. Tom Brady, in typical Tom Brady fashion, just targeted him all game. So I want to say that Earl Thomas, Tom Brady know you got that hurt shoulder, and you better pack your lunch pail because Tom Brady targeting you for him to mention your name. Secondly,
you ain't lying.
Secondly, I do not think Earl Thomas is nowhere near as good as Ed Reed in Troy Polamalu. And I know a lot of people not Troy Polamalu fans. I happen to like Troy Polamalu. To me, he when he was healthy, Troy Polamalu used to do some exciting stuff, jump over the offensive line. And to me, Spade, this is something me and you talked about off camera. I know Ed Reed is your boy, but Earl Thomas ain't even the best safety on his team.
He's
he's not.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, we talked about that off camera before we even picked this topic. Earl Thomas is not even. Did you see what Cam Chancellor did with jumping over the line, blocking the kick? Like, to me, Cam Chancellor, when you want an ideal safety, now I ain't talking Ed Reed now. I'm talking about an ideal safety, 6'2", 6'3", good range, a hitter, ball hawk. To me, that's Cam Chancellor.
I agree.
That's Cam Chancellor, in my opinion. So I think Tom Brady was definitely trying to get Earl Thomas to feel himself. Earl Thomas is hurting, got a hurt shoulder, and I think Earl Thomas will be targeted a lot in this game come Sunday.
I agree.
How do you feel about it, though,
and I'm glad you said that because I was sitting over here trying to patiently wait till it was my time. It's crazy, man. I think Earl Thomas is a really good safety. Mm-hmm. As with a lot of people that play for Seattle's defense, I think they benefit from the total package of what that team does on the field. But I'm always, and I told you this, like you said, we spoke about it off camera, but I'm always surprised when people big up Earl Thomas as though he's the best safety on that team because in my opinion, not to knock anybody else's, but, we ain't watching your show. In my opinion, when I'm watching the Seattle Seahawks, I'm more impressed with what Cam Chancellor can do. Like you just said, he's a big guy. He's still very athletic. And some of the things he do, it's crazy. I don't know that I've ever seen a 6'3" safety that can lower the boom like he can, that can move around as well as he can. And if you don't know that he can lower the boom, ask Richard Sherman's arm. Because he was trying to kill old boy, and Richard Sherman was in the way, so he knocked the hell out of both of them. Yeah. So to me, I think it's a Bally Yoga stretch to compare Earl Thomas to Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu. Another safety I would throw in the mix that I do kind of see being compared to Earl Thomas before this guy had injuries would be Bob Sanders. Now, Bob Sanders reminds me of Earl Thomas, vice versa, however you want to say it. But Ed Reed, Polamalu, I don't see that. I don't see it.
I mean, maybe in the future. We have to wait and see. Earl Thomas probably got a long career ahead of him. We have to wait and see. But moving forward, let's talk about Lynch still refused to talk. Marshawn Lynch sat down with the media, told them, you guys are here. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. And they were still asking Marshawn Lynch questions, and he still refused to talk. But the media, I'm doing the quote fingers here, have a problem because Marshawn Lynch is in all these commercials showing his big old personality that his teammates said he had. And a lot of the media people are like, well, wow, he'll talk for money. And they have a problem with Marshawn Lynch getting his paper. That Marshawn Lynch need because he keeps getting fined every time you turn around. So he needs to make all the money he can make off the field. But what do you think about that, Spade?
Well, I'm going to tell you something that I heard that I disagree with. I'm going to get your opinion on it, and then I'm ready to move forward because I'm sick of this Marshawn Lynch thing. I'm sick of people making a big deal about it. I heard someone say that the NFL wouldn't be as successful without the media conveying to the fans what the athletes have to say. I think that's complete bullshit. If I never heard any of these athletes talk, it wouldn't hurt my love for the sport not one iota. So that's how I feel about it. Do you feel that same way?
I feel the same way, bro. And I'm going to tell you, this is not the NBA. You can't physically see these people like they face. That's the big discrepancy that NFL players always say. Well, you know my name on the back, you know who I play for, but you don't see my face. The NBA players are well known. They in commercials because you see their face all the time. So you like LeBron. They were LeBron hairline. You can see these guys. And if I never seen Marshawn Lynch or heard Marshawn Lynch, I'd be like, number 24 is a beast. And he will make me want to watch him even if I never heard him speak. So I can agree with you 100% that I do not think that's true. I do not think that's true at all. Maybe for other people, maybe other people want to know what Marshawn Lynch is thinking in his mind when he's running somebody over. But I could care less because I can see him running somebody over. I can see it.
Man. I'm in love with the sport. I'm in love with the game. Not what these people have to say. And then to be honest with you, at the end of the game, they're not going to give you like actual strategies. They're not going to say, well, we ran, they ain't finna do that. So, yeah, I'm good without it. Let's go ahead and move forward, man. I'm sick of talking about Marshawn Lynch.
One more point. They ain't going to give you the God honest truth. They could be like, man, it was a tough game, but they ain't. Man, listen, my last point and then we can move forward. If the Colts did think the Patriots was cheating, they're not going to look there and say the Patriots was cheating. They're not going to say it. So why do you care what they say anyway? If they could be at home talking saying, well, the Patriots was cheating. They had deflated balls. But if they thought it, they wouldn't. They ain't dumb enough to say it. Well, at least some of them ain't dumb enough to say it in the media. So they ain't going to give you the 100% truth anyway. So stop caring so much about what these people say. Now let's move on.
All right, so as you guys know, man, it's Super Bowl Sunday. You probably ordering your hot wings and your pizza. You're getting ready to root for one of these teams. So we're going to give a short version of our pick'em game, and I'm going to put the pressure on LaParis. You up first, bro. Who you got?
I want to go with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks in a very tight fought game to go back-to-back and win the Super Bowl in back-to-back years. So I'm going to go with Seattle.
You sure? Because you sounded indecisive.
I'm going to go with Seattle. I think I'm going to pick Seattle. Who are you going? Where you going?
All right. Now, of course, I got to give you some background. I can't just blurt out an answer. I don't really care for either one of these teams. I don't care who wins. I don't have a dog in the fight. That being said, I've seen enough of Tom Brady that I'm afraid to bet against this guy. I also think it's going to be a tight game. The reason why I'm going to give the edge to the Patriots, however, is because these little tricky crisscross pick routes that those wide receivers will run. You will see Amendola and Edelman, these guys are going to be running around like chickens with no heads on. I think it's going to be a great game, regardless of who you guys are rooting for. I think it's going to be a hell of a game, and ultimately, if it's a good game, everybody wins.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's shut it down, man.
Moving forward, we're going to go strong arm performer of the week. I'm gonna start off with my strong arm performer of the week. I will have to give it to a kid that has been kind of surprising a lot of folks out there. I'm gonna go with Hassan Whiteside from the Miami Heat, the young center from the Heat. He against my Bulls, he had 14 points, 13 rebounds, and 12 blocks. A triple-double. He ended up setting the Miami Heat record in blocks. So, Hassan Whiteside, you are my strong arm performer of the week. We have to see if you can keep this up, though. Keep it up. Who's your strong arm performer, Spade?
Well, you know what? I'm also going to pick a guy from the NBA, but I'm going to pick a guy a little more known than Mr. Whiteside. I'm going to go to Cleveland for mine. I'm giving my strong arm performer of the week to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie, with LeBron absent, said, you know what? I've been carrying this team before King James got here. I can carry you guys again. He went out for 55 points, double nickel. He had 4 boards, 5 dimes, and 2 steals. So for that performance, Kyrie, you are my strong arm performer of the week.
Definitely. Spade, has been an amazing show. We definitely want to get you guys interacting in the comment section. If you new, bang the like. Also, hit the subscribe button somewhere up there. Bang the like button somewhere down there. If you agree or disagree, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We always appreciate the interaction you guys give us, whether you agree or disagree with us. It's been an amazing show. A lot of great topics. Can't wait for the Super Bowl. Everybody be safe on Super Bowl. Don't drink and drive, man. Spade, it's been a good one.
Yes,
See
sir.
you guys next episode. Peace.
Mm.